Am I the asshole for not cooking something my son's girlfriend could eat? Hi, I am new to Reddit and created this account just to be able to get outside opinions, so I hope I do this correctly. I am 40F and have a son 17 meters. He has just gotten his first girlfriend and both me and his dad were very thrilled by this. We asked him if she would like to come over for dinner so that we could meet her and get to know her. He asked her, told us that she would love to. This was about 2 weeks ago and we set up a date. The dinner was Thursday night, so just yesterday. I cooked what I always cook when we have guests over if it is not a specific type of dinner. I just throw together a smaller Caesar salad as an appetizer and then serve a steak with potatoes that I have on the pan with butter, garlic and some bacon. Since I was cooking, I just greeted her while my son, her and my husband was sat in the living room. When dinner was ready, she did not eat anything. My son threw me nasty looks but did not say anything. I asked her if she wanted something else but she just kind of awkwardly said that it was fine. When I bring out the main dish, she did not take anything this time either. I felt so bad that I did not make anything that she liked. I told her that I would love to throw together something for her, but she turned my offer down and told me that it was just nice company and the food was not the main part, but she was sure it was good. It went great. She left and immediately after my son blew up on me. She asked me why I would cook everything with animal products when I knew she was a strict vegan. I felt kind of bad and thought that I had just forgotten about it. I asked him when he told me that and said I was sorry. He told me he said that when we talked about inviting her for dinner, my husband just chimes in with, "No son, you did not." My son is still insisting that he told me and that he made sure several times that I was still on track with that, but I have zero recollection of that. I don't know if I am just extremely forgetful and he is right. He is so insistent that he told me and I feel like maybe he did. I mean, it is his girlfriend and he know I always cook with animal products, so why wouldn't he? So am I the asshole for not cooking anything she could eat? Maybe I should have asked him what she liked to eat and asked if there was something she couldn't. Not the asshole, but if you want her to feel welcome, invite her for a homemade vegan dinner this weekend. Not the asshole. Speaking from experience of being 17 once, haha, there is a very high likelihood that your son forgot to mention this very crucial fact. But then genuinely thinks he did. Because, well, it's a very crucial piece of information. X200B. Hopefully he will learn, as it sounds more of his fault in this. Not the asshole, it's your son's GF. He should have reminded you and helped you cook for her. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. Not the asshole, your son should have double-checked with you before he came over or the morning. Your husband even said your son never told you. You are not at fault. Not the asshole, I have a hard time believing that you would totally miss the whole vegan thing. It's a really hard menu to put together, so you would have to think about it very carefully. No milk, no cheese, no honey, etc. How can anyone judge this? The whole thing hinges on whether you actually did forget or whether your son is lying to you. No one here has access to the truth. The only hint is that your husband says your son didn't tell you during the particular conversation your son brings up that your husband apparently was present at. However, I have no idea if your son told you at any other time. It's weird he'd give you looks during dinner if he lied after the fact though. Not the asshole. It's not like you intentionally cooked a meat-based meal knowing she's a vegan. If your husband says he didn't tell you, and you don't recall, more than likely you're so thought he told you and he's the one forgetting that he didn't. You also offered to make her something when you realized something was off. Your son really should have followed up or asked what was on the menu prior. Either way, it's not a big deal and at least you know for next time. Not the asshole, and as a vegan it happens all the time. Your son's GF can guess exactly what happened. Your son definitely, absolutely, without a doubt, forgot to tell you, so don't worry. TBH, if even your husband says he didn't say anything, he probably did not say anything. I'd look through messages to see if he said anything there. but not the asshole you did not know. And you even offered to make something else. Even under the circumstances where he said it and you forgot, you did try. When vegans get invited out places, they get used to either not eating or bringing their own meals. Nah. It was miscommunication, somebody forgot, didn't hear. Next time she comes, make her nice vegan fare and apologize for last time. She was very well mannered about it, which is certainly a point in her favor. Not the asshole. More than likely, he forgot to tell you, and he was embarrassed. By your account, the girlfriend handled things quite well, and you should be proud that your son is with a kind partner. Like someone else suggested, I would reach out to her, apologize for the miscommunication, and invite her back over for a new vegan meal. Nah. We have a rule in our house for the I told you I imagined I told you you forgot stitch up. Instead of running ourselves in circles, we accept that somewhere things got lost and we work to find a solution for next time. Maybe he told you on a different context and it slipped your mind, maybe he didn't tell you at all. Ask him to drop his defenses and ask if he wants to be right or to solve the problem, and the latter is what you're interested in. Ask him if you can have a redo and ask him to help you with the menu. You don't remember him saying anything. Your husband sounds certain he didn't say anything. I'm betting he's embarrassed that he didn't say anything and is lashing out at you for it. What's more likely? He said it, and neither you nor your husband remembers despite having checked with you several times, or you and your husband both remember correctly that you were not told? I highly doubt a 17-year-old actually told you and that you and your husband forgot. You did nothing wrong. It was just an unfortunate situation born from miscommunication or lack of. You're already a better mom than most for being an open and gracious host. Not the asshole, but your son definitely is. Just sounds ungrateful and entitled. Nah, it doesn't matter if it was you or your son who forgot. You were all accidentally inconsiderate. You should just try this again, but be careful. Many dishes have secret animal products you wouldn't think of, like the anchovies in Caesar's salad dressing. If it helps, any 17-year-old who can sit through an entire dinner without eating anything and still say it was just really great to meet everyone, is probably a very kind and forgiving young woman. Not the asshole. This sounds like an honest mistake. Maybe she is just shy, but I find it strange that she wouldn't mention this and accept when you asked if she wanted something else to eat. I'd invite her over for dinner again soon, apologize for the misunderstanding, and cook a meal that has options for her. I mean, I guess it depends if he really told you or not. Because Hubs confirmed he didn't, I would say not the asshole. Not the asshole. I imagine that he forgot to tell you she was vegan and is now trying to backtrack. There is no way you and your husband would forget such an important detail, especially since he is claiming he clarified it multiple times. Your son should have helped you cook and found a recipe he could help make her. Not the asshole. My guess is that your son did not tell you she was vegan. This is further confirmed by his insisting that he confirmed with you multiple times. He wouldn't have mentioned it while you were cooking the meat right in front of him. And let's not forget your husband confirming. Teenagers do stupid things, and communication is hard for everyone. It's important not to get too caught up in that. If you're up to it, invite her back for dinner, and cook vegan. That should put things right. This seems to just be a case of simple miscommunication. As already stated, invite her over again and fix a meal she can eat. Let both her and your son know there was no ill will, again just a communication error. Hopefully you all can get a little chuckle out of it and enjoy a nice meal together. Also have to say, kudos to the young lady to not make a fuss and say the comment she did about how it's nice to spend the time together. Sounds like she already has a good head on her shoulders. He's a teenager, so he probably forgot himself and trying to blame you. Just invite her over again and cook a nice vegan meal. Nah. Not the asshole. But that said, any dietary sensitivities or preferences is always a good question to ask to prevent mishaps.